Well, thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah, and Blair and Natsu. Don't forget about them.
I don't think they were contributing much. I think they're talking about skins and other things.
That does seem to be a defective analyst.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong in the travel.
Although, I'll be honest, if somebody tried to throw me into the deep end, right off the bat here, talking about the patch, maybe I would feel a little bit uncomfortable too. And I believe we might be live. It feels like it.
Yeah, it feels like a 1-0 scoreline for G2. So here in the second round, smoke going to go up. Obviously, we are on Vertigo, and Freeman going to try and spam down through that smoke. This bomb is going to go down, and that's a huge advantage for G2.
Well, starting off hot and on Vertigo as well. So don't really know what to think about this. I've seen some good. I think recently, like one comes to mind where there's like been some fun action on this map, but very often it's hard to know what to really expect from this one.
Yeah, we're starting to get there, and obviously there's changes with the new patch as well. So I mean, this is going to be one of the last times we see it on this version. So again, the gameplay going to change one more time.
Another time, yeah. I think Sonic from Astralis was complaining about that, or at least bringing it up that he spent a lot of time looking at it, and then changes. So now a lot of that goes out the window.
Yep, it's a very awkward situation, but I guess as it goes on, it'll hopefully smooth out, and those changes will lessen as it goes. Just tough with it in the pool. Either way, 2-0 for G2. I'm still very excited about this G2 project that's coming in. I'm still very excited that Hunter and Nexa are in this team. And I mean, Jax is great. Amanek has been great. Kenny S is Kenny S. So I think this is a very cool squad to watch.
It is. It's been working much better than I was expecting. I'll be honest. If someone had just told me, before it happened that this is going to be the play, I would have been fairly skeptical. But I think it's been working out real well. Excited about that. Bented. It's close to the scout. Too close, in fact, for comfort. He'll go down. There was never going to be any chance. I mean, even if he got the kill there, he would have been traded immediately.
Yeah, at least he's going to get the tag and the damage is there. Maybe these pistols can clean him up. Another scout is, the scout is retrieved by Attacker. And G2's taking this one pretty patiently. I think it almost seems like they can feel that there's a stack in this part of the map. 3 players. You could see Attacker might be able to draw some attention away. The question is, can these pistols and the scout overcome the strong firepower of the AKs, of the SMGs, and of the utility now being utilized?
He's taking away a lot of attention. It's at least a good kill for Attacker, but yeah, I was wondering when those pistols can be put into play. They're actually doing a remarkable job at the moment, and Kenny S is going to be low on health. I think they could have done maybe even more if they were a little bit more proactive. It felt like 2 scout players had to go down before those pistols really got brought into play. Still pretty good result. Well,
they've done phenomenal considering they've taken this away, and you hear G2 running back this whole direction. If Freeman can get under cover and not be spotted, this Deagle can do some work. Kenny is just 1 bullet away from going down, and Freeman's going to go for the high HP player. He's got it, and Kenny's going to fall as well. A good turnaround, and the trap works perfectly.
I've got high expectations out of Freeman. We saw him during the show match in Beijing. Come up with some really crazy kills, but
he had what, 40 frags in that show match?
Yeah,
that's not bad.
And I think even before that, just going into it, I think that is kind of what he's known for, as being a very sharp aimer. Not always, I think, with the best decision making in the moment, but that's something that can be worked on, right? So I think that's one thing that TYLOO definitely have going for them, is it's just the raw aim that's on that the Chinese side. Definitely very exciting. Hunter, aware that someone could be peeking around there. In fact, he's so ready for it. That's dangerous, and TYLOO might want to fall back. Sticking around for too long. Don't want to be giving up anything. It's hard enough playing the CT side already. Don't want to be losing any players early on.
G2 going to switch it up and go for mid control. Patiently starting to move into position. A decent amount of utility is left in hand. That smoke will neutralize Summer's position. He might still be able to cause a distraction, but that's going to open everything up. He's got to back away because of the smoke, and that allows a little bit more presence and a little bit more worry going in on the defense. When you lose this part of the map, there's just so many different danger points and how you rotate. And when does Kenny want to pounce?
Yeah, they're really thinking about it now. Just setting up. They're going to be boosting over, which you can do to look into the bomb site. And that is, well, they never saw that coming. What a kill on Freeman. You could see he had no idea. But that's a cool trick. You have to assume that's not going to be able to be used that many times from now on. But if it gives them the round, so what?
Yeah, well, you also never know, like, what if they don't use it for the next 6 rounds, and then you come back to it, and that time Freeman obviously had no idea it was coming, so if he just loses focus again, and remember, now with that opening pick into the bomb site, that one player who's rotated over closer to CT spawn has to be very, very paranoid about people coming through the door, people wrapping behind him. So it weakens the defense considerably. An attacker back at the bomb site. Oh my god, he gets straight deleted. And there's the defense gone and shattered. Summer with a double kill. Somebody on a quick flank misses his initial salvo, but he recovers well.
I can't believe they're in a 2-on-2 right now. G2 have set up this round so well. Kind of impressive. Nice shot from Jax as well. We'll take a kill and drop the last player coming in from the A bomb side, leaving somebody in a 1 versus 2, and that was too much to handle. Jax will pick up a double kill, and G2. It was a 2-on-2 at the end, but honestly, that just looked like it was all so well coordinated. The way they entered into the bomb site, the boost to take down Freeman, I was loving every part of that. So not the best start here for TYLOO at the moment. A bit rough in that first rifle round.
Yeah, that was tough. Especially after you win a round in such a fashion with the Scout and with all the upgraded pistols. That had to make you feeling very, very good. And now it's just back down to disaster. We're going to see an M4 picked up or kept on Freeman.
I guess he invested into that, which in its, I guess he's down to 2,300, so maybe it's not such a crazy idea.
Yeah, had plenty of money, but it's weird. Somebody has 5,200, so why is he not investing just yet?
Maybe that's what they're discussing.
Yeah, maybe that is the conversation going on right now.
Well, we never really got to introduce anything.
Okay.
So how are you doing, Jason? How's everything?
I'm great. I'm right at the start of my 3rd week in Asia. It's been a wild ride. Beijing to Korea. I gained 10 pounds in Korea, so that was lovely.
Yeah, you've really put in the effort there.
Yeah, I really put in some work that week.
Well, I appreciate it because we've been going to the gym, so I'm glad that you're not, too far ahead. You gave me a chance to catch up a little bit.
I've eaten like 6 meals of Korean barbecue in the past 8 days, so.
Well, that's good. It looked like maybe a chance for a deagle shot, but it doesn't really come through. And they do have almost the entire team stacked on this A bomb side.
There's a spam kill to help him, make things a little bit easier. Smoke going to come out, and again, this Creek peeking into the site. Hunter gets a little bit more attention than he would have liked, but he's still battling. There's the dink and the pistols now chiming in, but there's just so much pressure being applied, and eventually the SMGs, the rifles are going to come out on top. The Molotov's being used, nowhere for Bentet to go. And G2 is going to crack their way into this bomb site. It's just Summer who stopped a plant now with the M4, dropped immediately after by Jax. But an opportunity was there.
That is a classic way to get killed, trying to put the bomb down on this A bomb site. There's always a chance that someone could run on there, but it was just too late in the round to actually have an impact, unfortunately, for TYLOO. So they get to do a little bit of damage, take a couple of kills away. Don't think G2 are going to be too frustrated by it. But now they're back with the rifles. They got somebody on that AWP, which I still think is key to having any kind of an aggressive offense on this map. I think you need a way to put some pressure on them.
Well, we'll see, because, I mean, G2 is, I feel like G2 obviously going to be the better drilled team, and that's where, like, you'd expect the utility to be able to neutralize these AWPers in this aggressive stance, and that's a dangerous angle if you're on the G2 side. When this smoke clears, somebody's going to have a chance to pick one off.
Yeah, he's got all the chances right here, but the question is, once he fires that shot, can he make it back quickly enough to, even with that new side of it? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, especially because those are going to be spammable. We saw the pistols do the work, and there's the first shot. Jack's not taking it, but he's just holding a pin down, and Bentet's up next. He's given TYLOO a one-man advantage, a 4-on-3, and Kenny going to lurk his way up towards where the AWP was positioned and try and grab a new angle. And actually, excuse me, he's just going to circumvent the aggression and go right towards the bomb site. There's no one here in this site. Kenny is going to realize eventually he's got free reign.
Well, now he definitely knows where Bentet is. I think they probably was thinking he would have fallen back already, but he actually kept pushing, and easy kill for Kenny. You can see there was no way for Bentet to even know that. Freeman going to take that fight and bring down Kenny. It's a little bit closer now. 1 versus 3, and Amanek, they're already closing in on him. He's going to go straight for the bomb plant. I think, yeah, that's the only thing that he could do. But now, he actually gets out from behind there. Sees just ahead of someone, maybe could go for the kill here. Instant shot with the Krieg, and now trying to follow up. Will take another one, and he's even reading the flank. He knows that Summer has to be coming from somewhere else, and this is a heads-up play. 1 versus 3 for Amanek. He's walking right into it, and that is a disaster for TYLOO.
Oh, you're exactly right. I think I'm assuming there was a footstep being made. He was so convinced the flank was coming. I think Summer was trying to get involved in the action and trying to go fast. And when his two teammates fall, Summer's just left in an impossible scenario. What a clutch for Amanek. 1 versus 3, but you have to feel like that's a big blunder from TYLOO on the defense, not rotating anyone over to that bomb site to help Bentet. He had that whole bomb site, like so many different angles that he had to keep his eyes on, and Kenny was able to just walk right behind him.
Yeah, that was certainly a huge issue in that round. And then, I don't know, 1 versus 3. I could even understand maybe why they didn't want to push him when the bomb was going down. They were actually afraid that that was a fake and that he would, get a kill on someone quickly. But then afterwards, you have him on the bomb site, 1 versus 3, and he actually gets 3 individual fights, right? There's no point in time where he's forced to fight 2 or there's any chance for really any kind of retaliation. So that's a bit of an issue.
Now here's the next issue that we have coming up. This is TYLOO's pick, and they're down 5-1 at the moment. They've just lost a 1 versus 3, so not the ideal situation if this is the map that you pick to kind of get an early start on. Scout on Bentet, AWP on Kenny on the other side, though.
They just, I mean, the economy now is going to continue to be a problem for the next many rounds if they don't find a way to turn this. Just the fact that they get close, but not quite close enough. And then the one chance they had here, which I think was their biggest chance yet, the 3 versus 1, doesn't even work out. So
remember, they won that scout and pistol round. So they had another chance there, and then a 3 versus 1, which they lost. I mean, they've lost the 3 versus 1. They lost the round after winning the pistol and scout. So those are the ones where you feel like TYLOO really had a chance to build upon some success in the defense, and it just hasn't come to fruition. Now, again, G2 just slowly marching towards this bomb site, all the utility to clear out corners. Kenny's tagged from the scout. I don't think they realize how close some of these pistols are. Jax might be in for a bit of a surprise, and Summer pounces with the CZ. There's the Deagle, and there's the follow-up from Freeman. 5-7 in hand, and Kenny's going to go down next. It is an absolute slaughter, and again, TYLOO come out on top of a round with pistols and a scout.
Wow, that is not what we were expecting at all. And that looked just extremely preventable from G2's point of view. There were so many things that could have been played differently there. I mean, for one thing, they have a bunch of grenades, right? So any kind of a counter flash to come out there as they're all, running down the ramp, it just seemed like that was not necessarily, even anything that could have been avoided there. So a little bit of a shame, I think, for G2, giving an opening back to TYLOO when I don't think they were under that much pressure even. Just a needless loss, I think. Yeah,
it really was. And that was, that was tough because no one really kind of peeked aggressively into that bomb site. They were kind of just on the ramp going 1 by 1, and they never were able to trade those kills with a Deagle. So G2 just slowly bled away players during that attack.
I'm not even sure if G2 had any smokes up behind them even. So there could have been even more of a flank coming in. So, they were just on the ramp kind of naked. They had no smokes behind them, no Molotovs to force anyone to stay back. I think that was maybe a little bit too much confidence in how things have been working out. Ooh, and actually because they won that last round in the 1 versus 3 and it's been some close rounds, they actually don't get much out of this round. I think Amanek wanted to charge him with a MAC-10 and he's going to counter Freeman at range with the Krieg, and it's going to tear their whole team apart. Yeah,
Freeman doing a very good job. Gets that first kill against the MAC-10, which is the main danger, and then the trades with that Krieg just holding the angle. 1 kill for Hunter with the CZ so far. And the question is, how many more can he get? How much more economic damage? And again, I think he heard that flank from beneath him. Going to go check behind briefly, but not commit to anything. It's an AWPer, so it's not going to be an aggressive flank. It'll just be used to box Hunter into this part of the map. And eventually, he will walk to his death. Final kill from Bentet. And 5-3 now. Still in the favor of G2, but TYLOO clawing back.
Yeah, I think that one is really important. That's going to be a bit of a turnaround. I think the fact that they won that round with pistols, if they hadn't done that, then I think that turnaround moment could have been so much later in the game. It would have been a chance for G2 to build up even more money. Now instead, MAC-10 in the last round, down to pistols again in this one. They've actually got so much out of that one round. It's incredible.
Well, it's also very good with these wins, and they're clean wins. Remember, they're also, the losing bonus is slowly getting chipped away just by 1 each time, so they're still getting a pretty healthy amount of cash throughout these 2 rounds they've strung together. And if they can do it once more on 3 rounds, this is a bit of danger, though. These pistols at so many different angles, they can swarm, and the AWP is on the ground. And Bentet gonna just throw his gun away and make sure he can keep the firepower in TYLOO's hands. That if they have to back away from this position, it's not a gun able to get salvaged by G2. Back to the other side of the map we go. Back to the B bomb site. And this Deagle, one fortunate shot from Nexa, and he's capable of it, can open everything up. But the attacker finds him first.
Yeah, that's critical, being alone on that bomb site. You know what? I wouldn't recommend opening the way that somebody is right now, but I have a certain appreciation for it. He's just...
You really like the balls to the wall aggressive oppers.
Yeah, he's just...
Who's the opper and Trick that you're obsessed with?
Acor, yeah.
You love him.
Yeah, I do. I like Tricked in general right now. I think they're a great team.
I've
heard some disturbing rumors, but but yeah, somebody, he was just in the middle of, there's no cover, right? He couldn't really get away. He was just chest out in the middle of it saying, you know what, just come fight me.
Well, I don't think they realized that a player had gotten to the right. That first
Probably
player that went
not.
down but dinked him, I don't think they have that position if they know someone's there. So
But most commonly, right, if you're holding the op, you'd be like, I'm just going to, like, close angle, I can fall back if anything happens. He's just like, nope, I'm defending this ramp.
it's very TYLOO of them, isn't it? Just to go for the fights. Even Summer here just standing out in the open, just ready, holding the angle. Again, like you said, chest out, very similar. Jack's going to fall at the end. Again, Bentet with the final kill. And TYLOO one step closer to evening things. It's 5-4. Still in the favor of G2, but they've lost, the last 3 in a row.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this kind of event. It really looked to me like G2 had a much better grip of the game, but it slipped away, I don't know, faster than you would have expected. And again, I think playing the CT side of this map can be a real nightmare. So I'm encouraged by the fact that TYLOO have started to pick this one up a little bit more. Could be a much more even game. That AWP is still in play, even if it was lost early on. They managed to pick it up at the end. Still expecting a little bit of aggression here at G2. They don't really want to be pushing it. And I guess that's the benefit now that TYLOO have some grenades to work with as well. They can maybe start to apply a bit of pressure. They've actually used a lot of them already.
Ooh, that's an awkward angle. Kenny's brought very low, and Nate is going to go shallow. That'll deal just superficial damage to Amanek and Jax. But they've at least made their way a little bit out mid. Jax can now cover the top of this box for the boost. Nexa's looking for any presence as well, and actually he can start using utility into that part of the map for his teammates. There's Jax, and I think Summer spotted him at the last second, and Jax comes out on top.
Yeah, that was a very awkward moment, wasn't it? I agree. It looked like he just got the you know...
His brain just clicked, and he's like, oh, someone's actually there.
The pattern recognition kicking in like, oh, wait.
That's a terrace model. So Kenny with his low HP, you have to imagine, is going to sit things back and watch the flank, watch for a lurk, use his utility to help the team. This is very slow paced from G2 as they move across the map. And again, you have to on this map because of the way it's layered. Just so much noise can be heard by everyone. Somebody again with a really tough angle to get through without losing a player, but he missed his chance. Now he can back off safely, but he knows exactly what's coming, and he's the only one here. There's no rotations coming in for TYLOO. No one has started to shift over just now, and somebody's got to hold on longer.
That's a huge kill, even halfway through the smoke to take one down. And again, he's out in the open. A little bit of backup now is Bentet, and running through the fire on the other side. Hunter trying to make his way through, but he'll go down. That's a nice hold, and there should be no chance here. 2 versus 3, and time's simply going to be running out at the end. So that's very rough. I mean, Kenny had low health and was going to go for the flank. I think if they would have got the bomb down, that would have been a huge play. Doesn't really work out that way. Tied up now.
All tied up. This is a great recovery for TYLOO. And G2, that's a couple times now towards that bomb site where I feel like there hasn't been a whole lot of strength in this hit. Like, look at when that first kill comes out for somebody. There's no one really there to follow it up and kind of fill the space that he creates. The trade does eventually come in, but again, there's no one behind that. G2 not turning this corner as a unit in these past few rounds. And somebody's starting to get more and more confident.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And also, you know, they put up that smoke, and he sort of, you know, he had a lot of space around the smoke to find the kill, but also there were no flashbangs or anything, right? He was just out there, just nothing really interrupting him and doing what he was doing. He could have even had that second kill. So there was just, I think, a little bit of a lack of grenade usage there for G2 towards the end of the round. That, though, is a nice opening, and definitely don't want to be losing this fight next. And he's pushing for it. He just wants that one dig, and he'll get it eventually, and that's huge. The rest of the defense is all the way on the other side of the map. Should be a bomb plant, no problem here. Oh, actually, they have to go back and pick up the bomb.
Oh, that's a bit of a nightmare.
This is very awkward. What's going on?
Yeah, super awkward. Well, they maybe just didn't expect to have this kind of success, but now it's a long time for Jackson Nexa to just hold on to this bomb site, even if they have the advantages.
That bomb is so far away.
Bentet is going to be working his way back into the bomb site, and he can turn this still in their favor. And Almanac, look how cautious he's being.
I think if someone saw the bomb, right? Like, he doesn't know that. So he has to actually assume that maybe someone saw it and they're guarding it.
Equally, the defense has to be so confused. They're like, why is this not being planted? And there it is. That's a great shot from Bentet, and no HP on Nexa to really do anything about it. And they're still split across the map, this defense.
They've lost the bombs. Like, they got the bomb, but now they lost the bomb site, so they have to retake it again. Although that is someone, I think they for sure saw him walk behind, and he did not see them. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that is really tough. Well, I think Bentet was just like, why have they not... They had this bomb site. Why is it not planted? He was going investigating. Now somebody's going to have to give up his position with the noise cues, and he's got a 1-on-2.
He's got some grenades, but he needs a kill before he can actually apply a little bit of pressure, and he's going to walk right into. That's a swift kill. And G2 winning the round in spite of a little bit of a detour, you know? I think that confused everybody.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a head-scratching moment, but I mean, props to G2 for, I mean, there's a lot of obstacles there. They don't have a full kit of utility. They don't have all the nades, all the weapons they'd like. They had the bomb dropped all the way back. They had to take the bomb site twice. So they overcame a lot. They made it difficult on themselves, but still, they maintain, they haven't lost the lead. They maintain things at 6-5. We'll see if they can build on that as this first half is going to come to a close pretty soon here. No AWP for that T side that we've seen Kenny put in hand, and I don't think there's one on the CT side either.
Everyone lacking the funds for that kind of fun at the moment. I don't know. T side opping on this map can certainly be interesting. I just feel like you're not going to be dictating that much. You're always going to be pushing into some weird angles and everything. I'd much rather have the CT side up than I would the T side up on this map.
Yeah. That's fair, I think. A lot of, ooh, this is a cool crossfire. They're not even going to be aware of the possibility. Bentet, he can pounce at any moment. They have no clue. There's the flashbang. He still doesn't utilize it. He's waiting for someone to come up, and his teammate's gone down in the meantime, but now he can pounce, and he can get away. One kill for him, and this G2 attack, it's weak, but some miscues from the TYLOO defense, and that crossfire never came to fruition in any kind of meaningful way. Even the follow-up player. But attacker on the flank, he's got the bomb down again and a double kill. And Almanac has another 1 versus 3 to try and win.
And this one should be even more tricky, surely. I agree completely. The crossfire setup, the amount of people they had over that ramp, it's sort of a miracle that G2 made it out for an even trade at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, the crossfire failed twice.
Yeah. They had a plan C, which was the flank, so I guess it all works out. I like the fact that attacker went all the way back instead of trying to guard the bomb. It just makes so much more sense to try and hold his angle. And Almanac, he's still going to be winning the fight, but again, the bomb is on the other side, and he's got to check every corner at this point in time. He's low on health, and he'll go down before he even makes it around. Freeman will pick up the kill, and TYLOO back with a little bit of a lead now.
Back with a vengeance.
Yeah, it's looking so good. I'm surprised.
Well, they really benefited from that early losing streak that allowed them to build up so much money when they went down, what was 5-1, and then eventually when they did win after just one victory, they shattered the economy of G2, and they had so many clean rounds as their losing bonus kind of got whittled down that they made a lot of cash. Like, they were able to withstand some losses and still be able to buy pretty healthily. So they were able to kind of slingshot based off that losing bonus.
Oh, they split the map a little bit. I was going to say Freeman falling back. He really can't go down, or he'll leave his teammate in the A-bomb side completely alone.
Yeah, but Almanac has the bomb, and he's the one pushed up in that advanced position, so that's kind of scary. He has to fall away, and it's risky. They can peek that at any time, so they attack towards this bomb site, has to come in right here and right now. An attacker is under a lot of pressure, but he's got a teammate with him, and he's got a couple more rotating over.
Smoke doesn't really do much for them here. Freeman able to pick those kills up easily. They needed a Molotov or something, I think, to put the pressure on attacker, but again, in a round like this, we just don't have the funds for it. Nothing really to be done. That's a nice hold. Freeman with the triple, double kill for attacker. And I think that's a good round to illustrate just how much it matters having the grenades when you're getting into that B-bomb site.
Yeah, and also look at the nade usage from Bentet, rotating over from the other side of the map, throwing that flashbang through the boost spot.
Yeah.
And blinding the players on the ramp trying to attack the site. So also showing off the fun of the creek still. Another little hold the line moment for Freeman.
Yeah, very interested to see how things work out in that new patch. I try and always stay silent about those updates. Just
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I just don't think it's worth going into like, too much stress about it. Oh, this is a similar setup as the last time, and this time it seems to be working a little bit better. And now they're just even pushing in. So that is how you wanted to work pretty much every single time. And you could see from G2 they haven't really cracked necessarily how to avoid some of those angles, right?
Yeah.
They've been shut down from that new right-hand side wall. I don't know what the position is called at the moment. But
that's the perfect situation to kind of show off why we mentioned that crossfire failed the first time around, because that's how it should have worked. That's how it's designed to work, and it's perfect. It's given them a 3-man advantage. Excuse me. AWP on Kenny S as he's going to clear the corners. Some spam coming through. Oh, Kenny's going to go down. It might be a double kill, and it is indeed for Bentet. 3 total on the round. Him and somebody combined for all 5. So this is absolutely phenomenal recovery for TYLOO. It's, 8-6 now?
Yeah, they're doing a remarkable job. And now, because we've been criticizing TYLOO a little bit for some of the crossfires and everything else, but I'll be honest, I don't think G2 have found a very good solution for how to get up this ramp when things are that aggressive, when there's a crossfire setup like that. So that's something that they're going to have to figure out at some point as well. And now, those are some of the early pistols going down, but the rest of the rifles here in the 15th round, they need to have an impact. And, well, just as the smoke is blooming, they're going to be able to get a kill. Amanek taking down somebody, or Summer, I think it was, but still a 2-on-3, and a little bit low on health is Nexa. Looks like the defense might hold again.
They have all the chances. Such low HP on Nexa. We know what he's capable of. A good position for Hunter as well in the middle of the map. He can try and split this defense and apply pressure to both sides. Got some time to work with. Nexa looking for those flanks that have been so dangerous throughout this half.
Yeah, man, I mean, he's got low health, so that might be the best role for him to play anyway, as Hunter is probably trying to clear some path into a bomb side of this. Yeah, they're grouped up now, but how do you even do this?
Well, even if you get this kill, somebody... I think it would have to be some kind of an insane shot. Ooh, there's a nice shoulder peek, but somebody's got a lot of information, and he can just delay. Molotov comes out, made right after it. I think he just spotted a leg of Hunter. He's tagged him a little bit through the tarp.
And now he's falling back, which is exactly the play you want to go for. Backup being called for as well, so they're in so much trouble right here. G2 with a strong start to this half. I was convinced that they were going to be running away with it, but this finish is not what you're looking for.
No, it's looking like it's going to be an 8-1 run for TYLOO. After going down 1-5, they've brought it all the way back to have a 9-6 advantage, more than likely. Hunter and Nexa going to try and get this bomb planted. It's just going down now. Somebody's going to come through. He's going to stop the plant, and that's the round. No matter what kills come out, the time, I think, is going to run down. Yeah, it is. It's all over.
Wow, that's a rough way to go. It was looking, a little bit close. Maybe they could have done it, but not quite. So yeah, what a comeback for TYLOO. That makes things very interesting.
That really does. I liked that comeback, and I was worried because they didn't look super coordinated at the start of that CT half, but everything worked out well. So now you have a little bit of a picture. They had some of those cool setups over at the bomb site, at the ramp with those crossfires set up. You had somebody with the op. You started to see some of the reasons why, some of the practice they've put in that probably made him feel confident on Vertigo. And G2 just got bottlenecked a lot.
They did. And now I'm curious, because they were using that setup at the A-ramp so much, do they know how to break it if G2 do the same thing? That's something that I'd be looking for. If they have the smokes, I'm assuming you have to smoke and Molotov out that right-hand side, because otherwise, how do you even do anything?
It's one thing to know the theory of how to do it, but if you putting it into practice is a different beast altogether. Yeah. When you have some of those players on the other side, you have Kenny S with an AWP, whoever's going to be working with him at that bomb site, you imagine he's going to be there, but. Either way, that's a good first half for TYLOO. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it
really was. And it also started by winning a pistol round at the A-ramp,
They won 2 of those. Those were their first 2 rounds. Was a scout and pistols that got them their first. They lost the ensuing one, and then a few rounds later, they won another round with a scout and pistols. So, those are always the rounds we kind of point out for a team. If you lose 2 of those in a half, that's tough to recover from.
Yeah, and it really broke their economy, right? And the one round they won in between, I guess, was the 1 versus 3 for Amanek, so they didn't even have the money for G2. There's a lot of things happening in that first half.
Yeah, TYLOO definitely won the econ game in the first half. Jax gonna back away, but he can be cautious about it as he hears no footsteps for an aggressive chase.
G2 would love to win this pistol. Just get off to a slightly better start here and, again, be able to defend early on with the rifles and not run into to too much trouble here. Because, I don't know, 9-6, that's... I'd be worried right now. Of course, it's a best of 3, and we're playing Dust2 and Train, I believe, next. So, still lots of chances for G2, but still, if they lose this pistol round, it's not looking good. And the speed, ooh, that's an annoying smoke. They could have maybe run that whole defense down. Now they're... I don't know what they're doing.
Well, no, I mean, the offense is in a weird spot. They're boxed in, but this kill needs to come out. Somebody's got it. Jumping as well. Second player, Hunter needs the frag, and he can't get it. All the kills go the way of TYLOO. Jax finally responding, and there's Kenny S as well. And now another small crossfire is set, but the other side of the map is wide open, and TYLOO knows it.
Yeah, they've got a great 2-on-3 right here. Summer, ooh, getting sandwiched in. I think he was hearing that, but not really ready for it. Freeman, though, he'll get the kill, but Jax takes him down right afterwards, and now it's a one-on-one. Attacker and Jackson. He's moving up close. He's picked up that P2000, and the timing, did he see it? Now he certainly did. A little bit of an awkward angle. He could have got the kill already, I think, and now he's going to wide swing for it. Jax will take him down. Man, that looked like it was going to be a TYLOO round. Well, I don't know, every other time with this one.
Well, yeah, I think, again, they just kind of... this is, like, very TYLOO of them, of being able to find advantages in the 5-on-5 and have a really good, get yourself out of a tough situation, but then the breakdown of communication after that. You're getting into the bomb site.
Yeah.
Send more bodies with the bomb planter. Get into the site, play with the bomb, set up the crossfires there. They left too many players across the map in these lurk positions, and obviously a little bit of a messed up 1 versus 1 attacker had the positional advantages there, and he gave up those advantages and allowed Jax to find him before he could just find a free kill.
I don't know if it's a sigh of relief yet for G2. I think that would be too soon to call, especially because they're playing up against the second round Kriegs. Soon to be the old Galil buy.
Soon to be known as the 5 Galil. And they're going to get aggressive. They're going to walk right into it. That Galil will have a double kill in a week.
Did people in America ever call it the Galol? Is that ever a thing?
No.
All right, in Danish that was a thing.
Well, Danish is a very weird language, as we've established a number of times.
But I'm just saying that we're going to have to introduce that now, that we're going to see it all the time. So.
Is there a reason why they called it that, or is that just how it's pronounced?
No, it's just because of the, just the lol. I don't know, it's because it's a stupid gun, isn't it?
Oh,
so
galol.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That is...
Here we go.
That is the most cancerous thing I've heard in a long time.
Well, you're going to be hearing it a lot, Jason.
It hurts my brain.
I've started my crusade. I'll bring it in.
Please don't.
That's how we're going to be our big export from Denmark in 2020. Just watch.
I thought that was just some weird Danish accent, and it was much, much worse.
It was much worse, yes. I agree, but it's too late to recall now. You're going to have to introduce tariffs or something like that to, hold me back. Otherwise, here we come. Hunter goes down, and the bomb is planted with almost no effort for G2 to really hold on to it. The retake is not looking good. In fact, it was looking awful at the moment.
It's over. The retake is nothingness.
It's been cancelled.
Yeah, forcefully cancelled by TYLOO. They slaughter everyone. So it's going to be a return in the second round. Those Galils have one last, or the Kriegs have one last fight in them here. So, felt good start for G2. That's taken away from them. That's another, I don't know. It's hard now because we've seen that this second round go in this fashion so many times now. I think calling this kind of like one of those disaster blunder rounds is not really fair at this point.
Yeah, I agree. It's more like, you're going to have to try and pass that test, and it's just not easy. And if you fail it, well, this has happened to every top team. So I agree. It's hard to judge them too harshly. I will say this, though. Again, I just don't think it's possible to have a very sort of withdrawn defense on the CT side of this map. I think you have to do more or less what TYLOO are doing, which is being aggressive, especially at that new A-ramp. I just think you have to try and do that. Even with the SMGs and everything else, it just makes more sense. And they were pushed so far back that one kill, the bomb is down, and you can never retake it. That's the situation you really want to avoid. Bit more tricky on B, I guess, to be aggressive. We've seen that from the CT side. That's just very hard to do.
It's almost like a timing aggression over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you know, this is where the pop flash comes in. Let's peek and see if we have anyone blind. We were wondering if TYLOO would be able to handle any kind of crossfire. There's that Molotov we spoke of in the first half that would neutralize that position.
Ooh. Pop flash, but he failed the jump. That can be dangerous. But they have control of this area at least.
Well, and just look how much time they're going to be able to peer into this bomb site with these scoped weapons. And as soon as Hunter, oh, he's lucky to get out with his life. Summer was looking for that exact peak. But they can still just sit there with impunity. No real danger. There's a pop flash. That's from TYLOO, though. So G2 is not in position to pounce upon that. There's a smoke coming up. Kenny trying to make him feel nervous. Get Hunter in a position sandwiched between the smokes.
Wow. I can't believe he hasn't got tagged through all of that. Finally, he will, though. So I like the attempt anyway. I think it's cool for Hunter to try and do that. Kenny boosted up and easy kill there. But again, the bomb is probably going to be going down. Basically, TYLOO is saying you can either try and fight us to the ramp, and we have a lot of grenades for that, or you can stay behind the smokes and we'll put the bomb down and try and see if you can get the retake in. And even though there are some good shots coming out from G2, how do they actually do this?
I don't know, because Summer can just sit behind the sandbags and just not even peek. He doesn't even have to, and they'll never be able to defuse the bomb. He's waiting for someone to turn the corner into the site, but if you're G2, there's not even really a point. Save the Deagle, save the CZ, save the, you know, whatever you've got. Bring it into the next round. It's going to be another one for TYLOO. That's going to be 11-7 in the favor of the Chinese team.
It might be too soon to call. I don't know, but it does feel to me like G2 are playing like the first version of the meta that we saw on Vertigo. It might just be because of the weapons. I'm hoping that it is that when they have some money to work with, it's going to be different. But that really was, you know, an attempt to try and play, let's call it sort of regular Counter-Strike, where you're defending and maybe you snipe away some kills as they're getting into the bomb site. But the problem is here is, like you see, if there's no aggression, they wait for a long time. They don't see anyone. They put up smokes. They put the bomb down, and you're just stuck on the other side saying, "Oh, cool." You know, we can't really do anything then.
Yeah, well, when we saw TYLOO play that with similar situations in the first half, when the 2 rounds they won with Scout and Pistols, they were aggressive in setting up those crossfires, and they were taking big risks, and the payoff was big rewards. We're not seeing G2 take those same risks until just now. They push and get aggressive. They've seen the bomb. They're able to salvage a Krieg, and they back away. They don't even want to protect the bomb, which I think is a smart decision.
Yep.
But they have a man advantage. Still going to be tough, especially if TYLOO start moving into this bomb site right now, because it's only Hunter here, and he's only got a USP.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have even spotted him already. They throw a Molotov. Yeah, I think they did. So he's going to be forced out. Still alive, though. And going to be calling in a little bit of backup here. So things looking ever better now. It's Summer going down next. And that's the Krieg that was stolen from earlier. Now you can see TYLOO kind of, I think, losing track of this round.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a way to get back into this. That Krieg came over just in time to get one more kill as the Pistol's distracted, and TYLOO doesn't even have the ability to use positional advantage on the map because they have to go so slow to the other side because they have to be silent about it. Clearing out every corner. Still only one player here for G2. That's the one saving grace that TYLOO has, but that's changing very quickly. 2 players now joining up, and this is going to be tough. The Krieg is here as well for G2.
Yeah, they've made a good rotation here on the CT side. The Molotov is going to be really annoying, but it doesn't really matter. Amanek is there, and the Krieg will shut it down. Jack's even coming in, but that's a nice flick to take down Attacker, and he won't lose a single person. That's a huge win for G2.
They just upgraded everything. They just got 5 free weapons off that?
That's a lot of money.
That's so much money to be built up immediately. G2 is flush with cash.
The fact that you can't run on the lower part of this this map does sort of, it does really change a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, it's very limiting when you run into an obstacle on one side.
Maybe for the next operation, they could like add, you know, fluffy slippers or something, you know, something you can
Okay,
like,
I thought you were going to go somewhere different with that. Fluffy slippers seems cool.
You can like, you can sort of run, but it'll be limited. Silencers for your feet. Amanek with a kill, Kenny with another one. I'm sorry, Jason.
Between this and Galol, I don't even know what to do with you anymore.
Galol is going to be the next thing. Just wait. All of 2020, it's all you're going to be hearing about.
Oh, Anders kicking off the memes. Nexa trying to defend this bomb site. He knows he's already lost some form of control, and that's awkward. Somebody got past the angle, but I just think it's so much to ask for TYLOO to be able to win this round. The nade coming in. Oh, and it actually bounces back. I'm not even sure if he intended that, but either way, it was perfect. And Kenny S with a final kill.
I'm going to call it right now. He did not intend that. I just think that was, you know, just the universe helping him out in some strange way. Triple on Kenny though, and Amanek also with a bit of a double kill in that round. So things are starting to swing back in their favor ever so slightly. And that's in spite of them losing the bomb side in what could have been could have been really awkward.
Could have been very awkward.
Bentet currently at 18 and 12 on the T side, which I guess is no surprise. Bentet's just a very strong player, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he is. I wonder what would happen if he was put on like a European or North American team.
I would actually really appreciate that. Another player from the same region, of course, X-Curate that we saw. I think he was in the highlight reel.
Yeah.
The whole thing. I really like watching him AWP as well. He's got that crazy AWPing style.
Crazy aggressive AWPing
Yeah.
that you really enjoy.
That's one of the exciting things.
It's like Chinese AWPers are still trying to be JW, like 2014 JW in 2019.
I wish JW was trying to be 2014 JW. I like that. I think it's making a comeback, that style of AWPing. I think some of the original AWPers that had sort of pioneered that had kind of burned out on that style because it's so high maintenance to keep playing the game like that. But I think some of the young guys that are in it now are like, yeah, we can do it.
The young man snappy aim.
Exactly. And just it's definitely that. It's also like a confidence thing, you know.
Yeah, once you hit like 4 years of pro play, 5 years of pro play, you can't play that style anymore.
Yeah, I think it has some sort of expiration date for sure.
This is pretty cool. I like that a lot. I like that boost in a big way. Smoke to cover it up. Nexa has one teammate with him, but they've got to stop Summer from getting a wide angle. Oh, Nexa, that's a good recovery, but such low HP, they don't finish him off. He's going to have another chance and a third, and oh, that's Almanac to get the fourth. But what a stunning hold. Nexa dinked down so quickly, and they're never able to clean him up. That's going to put G2 on 10 as Bentet is in a 1 versus 4.
And they were being very gentlemanly about it as well. They were sort of peeking one at a time. I feel like, you know, might want to, like, that's where you want the smokes or the flashbangs or anything to stop him from just having that ability to click away.
And I mean, you have to imagine G2 is just loving this right now.
Yeah.
Especially considering they won that round with upgrading to all 5 weapons. Like, they were getting beat. As I mentioned at the start of the second half, they lost the economy game to TYLOO in so many different facets, and they were losing it again in the second half, and that is such a sick turnaround. If they keep all 4 players alive here, the money is just going to be so strong.
And it's looking good for that. They've got this covered. They know someone is walking around here, or at least that someone could be. And Kenny will clean up that last kill. So yeah, they're in a very strong position at the moment. Almost tied up, I guess, 11 to 10 or something like that.
Yes, 1 round away. And this is so nice from Nexa. And they just reposition to make sure they commit wide around that corner for his teammate to be able to join in on the battle. Cool little minor details. Everyone from G2 playing well. Hunter down at 8 frags, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. All the other 4 guys have some strong performances being clocked in as they mount this comeback. CT sides on Vertigo reigning supreme in this opening game of CAC.
Yeah, which I think is actually a nice change for how this map has been playing out. So I appreciate that. Still haven't looked too much at the brand new version, so I gotta update myself on that.
Yeah, I do too.
Been traveling back and forth since, you know, China the whole time, so. It's been spending more time on a plane.
Well, you know, you have a gaming laptop, Anders.
It's true. I appreciate that much. It makes my life easier.
All right.
Play solitaire with all the frames in the world.
Yep, with a massive processor. Almanac has that first kill. Again, backing up slowly. Attackers made his way around this back entrance, and Hunter finds him as soon as he turns the corner. Another 2-man advantage, and there's nothing TYLOO can do with either of those plays.
Yeah, no real. I mean, even if they'd won one of those fights, there wouldn't have been like a quick setup behind it. It would have been all right. We've maybe softened this a little bit now. Let's go make a new plan. Kenny expecting this to come. They do have some flashbangs. They could maybe set that up. Ooh, I think maybe a little bit too quick on the trigger there.
I think he expected the player to be closer to the right, you know, from his point of view. Freeman going to try an entry in. Kenny S still holding the angle. Flashbang to slow him down, and that flashbang is brutal because it allows a smoke to get put up. And now Kenny S sees the shadow. TYLOO has nowhere to go, and they're going to back off. Round is coming to a close in terms of time. They don't want to risk everything they've got. Somebody's going to make it back with one frag, but that's a tough loss to swallow. 11-11, we're all tied up.
Yeah, that's very rough indeed, and I don't even know. I don't mind that they were searching for frags early on. It's just that they seem to be doing it on very much of an individual basis. Just someone go see if you could find something. Oh, 2 people didn't. Then guess we're not doing anything now. And that really can't be the plan. See if they could do better in this round. We're going to be quick with Bentet to look for a kill, which is completely reasonable. But again, you'd love to see like a team setup for it. More of a flash your way in. Again, if you're taking this ramp, keep throwing those Molotovs you've been doing to the right to make sure that there isn't this immense crossfire that you're walking into.
Yeah, but how do you do that with no Molotovs?
That is a good point. That seems like a problem.
An operational flaw in the plan. No utility for TYLOO. What, that's two smokes and 2 flashbangs to use for this whole round. Kenny S, he might just have a field day once this smoke clears. Really could be in a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. He gets caught entirely. 1 defender at this bomb site. It's Hunter. And where do you go? Thankfully, again, we can go back to the Molotovs. There's nothing to flush him out of his position. And he moves to get more of an aggressive stance and lets Amanek take up the main choke point.
Yeah, calling him for that backup. Got to be careful here, though. Pop flashes have been known to happen at this corner. He's going to turn around for the smoke, and they catch him at the perfect timing there. That's a nice entry, taking down 2 A defenders. And even though more are coming all the time, the bomb is going to be put down on the other side. And that smoke, yeah, they were so ready for that boost. It's going to be the A defense just wiped out.
G2 did that boost earlier, I believe, in one of the rounds of the CZ, maybe the 3rd round, where they kind of do the boost so that you don't jump up at the standard default spot. And it actually fooled TYLOO the first time, or at least they got away with 1 kill out of it. This time, not able to replicate that success. That's a clean win. Just basically off the back of Kenny S getting picked off and Hunter getting caught by timing as he tries to readjust his position. A little bit brutal for the defense. So 11-12 now in the favor of TYLOO.
And it's not to take anything from TYLOO at all, but much of that set up by that just Kenny getting caught at the edge of the smoke there. I think he was trying to maybe transition to move over to the other side. Anyway, if he doesn't go down like that, I'd still be very curious to know how they're going to be playing that round. Because I think that actually gave them an entry to the part of the map that was going to be very, very hard to take. And yeah, they sort of get a little bit of a free entry that they maybe wouldn't have been able to get otherwise.
And this is where TYLOO is going to be really bummed out if they look back at this and realize just how much they lost control of the money. G2 just has so much built up. Nexa and Amanek still at about 7,000 each. I mean, you've got another buy after this round that you're going to have to burn through if you're TYLOO. So, I mean, there's plenty of chances for G2 to stay in this game, although Kenny, he's picked off again. Leg shot onto Freeman.
And Hunter's committed to this position.
And he's committed alone.
Yeah. How do you, again, if they have grenades or anything to flush him out, that's going to be rough. A little bit of a jump, and he's actually going to get the kill. He's going to keep pushing. He's not feeling confident in his ability to fall back. Yeah, but he didn't realize. And how could he? Summer moved up along the ramp there. If he got 2 kills, that would have been amazing. Still a 4-on-3 now.
Oh, does Jax want to go for the flank immediately? He does. He's going to drop right down the ladder silently as well. Somebody turns the corner. That's a little bit tough for him. Jack's able to recover very well. And Amanek holding onto this with Nexa, who's in line for a freebie of his own. Such low HP on Freeman, he can do nothing. And there's the this Krieg, excuse me, on Amanek. Guarding the back of his teammate. And oh, not another one. Bentet finds an entry.
Man, it looked like that would have been the perfect setup here. They're still very low on health on the T side, but Nexa, he could have been dead already. That smoke might have just saved him a little bit. And now the flank comes in. Bomb plant, not going to happen now. It's Freeman in a 1 versus 2 with a scout in hand. I just don't see that working out. Trying for the headshot. I'm shocked that he's still alive, and it only lasts for another 3 seconds. Jax with a triple kill, and G2 with a... It's a functional defense, but it looked very sketchy for a long time there. If not for the smoke saving Nexa, if, I don't know,
Yeah.
There's so many things that could have gone horribly wrong.
I thought when Hunter went down, that might have just been all over.
Yeah.
When Kenny S was picked off, Hunter didn't realize one player had gotten past his crosshair. That's the big kill, I think. That one from Jax that allows this flank to come in later on in the round, but he very easily could have been taken out by somebody just due to the timing of that peak. And if you're TYLOO, why not continue to go back to this? Bentec gets a little bit stuck by the smoke, and that might have helped because there's a Molotov that would have blocked his passage either way. But that's twice now in a row that Kenny S has been picked off at this bomb site, so he's gone passive now. Does not want to deal with that, does not want to put his teammates in that situation for the third time.
Yeah, and I think that's reasonable. Just if you're not finding the success, then stay back for a little while. Some early flashes to try and take a look at the A ramp, but now they're all set up in some pretty static positions. So they're going to keep flashing themselves. I think this is smart. I think flashing away to take this peak that's a good lottery to be a part of. You catch one guy at the right time, you can easily fall back. I think it's worth it.
Bomb's going to be going towards the B site. Although it seems like they haven't quite committed. They're being called back towards A.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be rotating back to B, at least you want to clear most of this ramp out so that you know that they don't know. Whereas if you don't, there could always be someone watching saying, yeah, there's nobody here. So they almost have to keep pushing, even if they want to return to B.
Well, somebody's on the other side of the map. He could cause some kind of a distraction, some kind of a fake, but he's just going to be a lurk watching the flank. So Kenny, a chance to get a kill, can't connect, and now he's brought down. Again, opening kill 3 rounds in a row is Kenny S. And the bomb site is not entirely lost yet, but Hunter is in a desperate situation. He knows the plant is going down, and he's fine letting it go down because he wants the positioning.
Yeah, he was really thinking about it, wasn't he? But did he actually do anything with it? Sneaking through, and yeah, this is a bit of a disaster. Hunter goes down, the bomb, and there's no chance. I think they recover the AWP on Jax there, but otherwise, they're going to have to let this one go. And now, I don't know. That's a lot of rounds, again, where that A defense is pushed so far back. They're not getting that ramp shutdown that TYLOO were really good at getting.
Yeah, they haven't had the success with the aggressive stance over at A, and they haven't had the success with the passive hold at A. So that's a real problem, and TYLOO might as well just lean on it down the stretch until they can figure it out. They've got to do it on the fly.
But I really think that their aggressive stance on A has mainly just been
Kenny S.
Yeah, and it's been like very individual, right? There's been no backup for him of any. I just, why not have the 3-man stack there?
Yeah, they are rotating a third player over towards the other. I don't know if they're trying to play the chess game of certainly at some point TYLOO will switch it up and they're just wrong, or if this is a good design, but they have to figure something out to hold on to that site. This is getting brutal. Again, as I mentioned a couple times, the economy for G2 has been so strong. They can rebuy into this. They have plenty of money to drop whatever weapon they want. Kenny S can have an AWP again. Money and arsenal and utility is not the issue for G2. It's just these setups are not being successful.
Yeah, they need to find that out pretty soon because it's 13-12 in favor of TYLOO at the moment. Stepping much closer now to maybe getting a bit of a win. Mentioned Betson at 18 kills earlier. Now he's 19, so he's really cooled it down a little bit here on the T side, at least for now.
Well, I always feel like I kind of feel bad for Bentet, right? Because he's in-game leading for this team.
Yeah.
And they have they speak like 3 languages. So if you're the in-game leader, it's hard enough without communication issues. And then trying to marshal troops and translating while you're doing it, that's got to be tough to also put up frags, especially on the T side. CT side, you can kind of just guard your spot. Here we go. Aggressive. Somebody holding the angle. He's got 2. Not able to grab the third, but he's done the damage. Kenny S is very low, and this should give TYLOO so much map control. A slight gap in that smoke, and ooh, Kenny S just barely covered.
I feel like if you G2 now, you might as well almost take a risk here. Just group all 3 people up and go somewhere. Like, go aggressive on A or B. It doesn't really matter to me, but
I think they're listening to you. Yeah,
one or the other. I think it doesn't make any sense to have a guy alone in the bomb site somewhere against 4 people, so this might be the play indeed.
How much of a risk are they going to take? Do they want to get aggressive? Do they want to get more aggressive and actually peek in towards A? Bentet watching for everything. They have almost everything covered. Any kind of aggressive play, but the timing, they're just giving up these positions to watch this exact thing coming. This is going to be so brutal. Ooh, that's a big win for Summer. Hunter's now in position, though, and he's got them boxed in. Still Kenny S with low HP alive on the other side of the bomb site, and it's a 2-on-2. Hunter doing everything, but he's not prepared for attacker. And Kenny just now trying to get involved, coming through the smoke. And it's just so dangerous, and Summer's going to find him. 14th round for TYLOO.
Man, that looked like it was a better shot than maybe you would have expected given the odds at the start there. But nearly able to do it. Hunter not aware that someone was going to be on that side that early, and I mean, you can't really blame him for it. But that's rough. 14 to 12, and we talk about, you know, how much money they had. It's finally run out, and at the worst possible time.
Yeah, that's a
Rent
really
is due.
that's a really good point.
Fridge is empty. It's all rough.
Yeah, everything's gone wrong. Freeman. That's a very narrow angle that keeps him very safe. He's spotted 2 more players after that kill, and he's added 1 more frag, but he runs out of bullets. Kenny's going to slide in and get the kill. Meanwhile, the communication is there. How many bodies that G2 just sent in that position. So it's basically a free bomb site for TYLOO. A nice, convincing, aggressive decision to take control of this, and they're going to get another round. Surely.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been able to hold this bomb site even with rifles on the other side of those smokes. And they've been spending a lot of time on the side of these smokes, which is, I think we've established so far, throughout the history of this map at least, it's not where you want to be really on the CT side. Doesn't do a lot of good for you. So they're just going to be making their escape with the Krieg, and now 15 rounds on the side of TYLOO. So G2, how do they find a way back? Good headshot. So they steal 1 more rifle. Everything matters at this point. Not really going to be able to.
That's what I was going to say. It was the best thing they could have done there is grab 1 more, but unfortunately not going to happen. And Kenny S backing away. So 15 to 12 in the favor of TYLOO. G2 needs to win the next 3 in a row to force overtime on this opening map.
I like the fact that if you notice when they buy with this hut that it sort of like it counts up instead of just immediately ticking. I don't know why, but that just makes me.
I haven't noticed that. What counts up?
Like the money when they spent the money.
Okay.
It's sort of like it, you know, counts up. I think that's a nice little detail.
Okay.
Just makes it seem like they're spending money more. I don't know.
Shout out to PGL for the.
Yeah, it's good. It's enjoyable.
The OG HUD innovators.
Yeah, they actually. You're right. They have a lot of people being creative on that front, which is great. 15 to 12. They have the ult. They have that 1 stolen Krieg. Limited amount of grenades on the CT side right now. Definitely could be a problem. And TYLOO have been leaning a lot on the A side, and now they're going to be here for what could be the final round of the map. See if it's going to catch them off guard at all. They do have Nexa here and not that far away. I think Hunter is sort of playing in the middle of the map. So, or Jack's sorry on the other side. So they could maybe try and do it. Nexa with a spray through. That's important. And Jack's jumping right over. That's a nice move.
I would have liked if this play was coming out for TYLOO. I like the call, but I wish it was way more powerful.
Yeah.
Instead of just walking up those stairs, I wish it would have just been like, let's just be committed right off the bat. As soon as we're going to get spotted, everyone push into the bomb site. I would have liked to have seen that be way, way more aggressive. Because I think they had the right call. They went towards the quote-unquote weaker defense. And now you have to spend all this time in a 3-on-5 clearing out all these corners, using so much utility to get into a safe position to attack the A bomb site.
And they're really leaning here. Look at that, 2 more people coming in on the minimap. So it's going to be a 4-man defense at the bomb site. With Hunter taking the first kill. Amanek with an easy shot there on Bentet.
And this couldn't have gone worse for TYLOO. 4 players so far still alive for G2. 4 players going to survive into the next round. Extra money to spend. They get to replenish all that utility with no real struggles in this penultimate round.
I think it would be funny, wouldn't it, if they just went back to B again now. But as you said, with perhaps with more force and everything. Because the logical thing maybe would be to say, well, A's been working so much. Let's just go back to that one more time. I think G2 might expect it even less, that it's going to be another B hit. The way that they got shot down there, just to double down on that fact and hope that they are, you know, underestimating their ability to maybe just return to the bomb site. Just try and throw in a little bit of a mind game in that sense.
Yeah, I like that idea. Well, they've got plenty of money that they've just spent up into this. They don't have a whole lot in the bank. A plant here would be phenomenal for TYLOO. If G2 can win this round, it'll be a little bit easier on them to force overtime.
Yes.
But they must win this. 15-13.
So spreading out across the map a little bit this time, actually. Sending Freeman, I think, up the middle. Bente just holding the ramp here, and they're sort of spread out. Not really possible to say exactly what they're going to do yet. I guess maybe going to try and fake A a little bit and then go B. That could be the setup right now, at least. This particular smoke from attacker is at least one of the details worth thinking about. A smoke and some shots at the A ramp's not going to sell it, is it? So
no, it's not. You need some kind of presence there. Bentet just looking for aggression. I think TYLOO across the map just being quiet, looking for aggression. Hoping to maybe get an easier round. Jax finds the opening kill onto Freeman. And now a lot of utility is used of this ramp. They're burning a lot of it just to get into position. And here's that deadly crossfire. AWP on one side, Hunter on the other with a Krieg, and Kenny is out for blood.
Oh, we just saw that. He's going to continue to push, and he'll find that kill. And no chance for retaliation. As you said, there's a huge crossfire here, so they can't even catch Kenny. And that's a big loss. You said at least the bomb plant would help them with the buy in the upcoming round. Doesn't look like that's going to be anywhere near possible.
No. TYLOO just really not keeping their foot on the gas down the stretch here. Some of these slow-paced rounds, they've been getting, these past two, they're just getting picked off and whittled apart. So 15-14, G2 has a real chance of forcing OT, and somebody's just going to try and save the AK-47, but there's enough money on the G2 side to go for the hunt.
Yeah, they definitely could try and see if they can claim this last AK, but maybe they're just feeling like it's already been a bit of a rough game. Keep everyone alive, keep the morale high, and hope that they can bring it overtime. Which, I honestly, if they do that now, what was it, 12-12, and then it turned into 12-15? I think that would be a good job on G2 if they could actually do that overtime. It might be, yeah, well, it might be rough for TYLOO. You don't want to see them run out of steam just at the finish line.
No, that'd be so brutal. Considering how well they've done in this game to recover in the first half from 5-1 and then take it to 1-5 and then 9-6 at halftime and then get to 15-12, 3 chances to close it out and you let it slip away. This could be brutal. Krieg picked up on Summer. Somebody has the AK from the previous round. Other 3 players on pistols with utility. This is one of those rounds where it feels like you can't play it spread out and default and slow if you're TYLOO.
No, that's been kind of a struggle for them so far, and I think it's even more true when you look at the rifles they have. It's one thing if you feel like you can snipe it with the Kriegs or whatever, but you only have one of them, and the rest have pistols, so that almost invites you to go a little bit more aggressive. It looks like it's going to be a smoke going on that side, and everybody else on the B-bomb side maybe looking to see if they can set that up. But they've been actually locked off with some very aggressive Molotovs. Somebody going to be flashed their way through. They are going to try and see if they can just power their way through. It's somebody to get an early kill and taking down Kenny, and that's the first step in the right direction. Flashbang does a fair bit to push Nexa back, and now it's looking good. Leading with the AK-47 into the bomb site, and maybe they could have won that fight. That would have been crucial.
Well, this is what we wanted. We wanted more power in this hit towards the site, and for the moment they have it. Freeman trying to find a rifle anywhere, but he's going to have to just do with the Deagle. There's still a Molotov in his hands. He's going to put it out right now, so the retake is delayed just a little bit longer. And G2 fighting for overtime. There's the shot from the op from attacker.
That's huge, and now they actually are running out of time on the G2 side. How did they get in here? They have the rifles, but there's just smoke down, and there's so many hiding spots. Jax decides to try and take it on his shoulders. He's going to be going down, and Amanek with 1 return kill, but you can hear on that bomb, they're almost out of time. The no-scope doesn't work, but it doesn't even matter. Summer with the final kill, and that's TYLOO taking it 16-14. They pick up map number 1.